Anthony, who do you think will have a bigger impact in the game, Hurts or Mahomes?
Well, Michelle, I love Jalen Hurts. He was a revelation this year for the Eagles, but Patrick Mahomes is the most impactful player in the entire league. So the answer has got to be him. And I actually think that the outcome of the game hinges on whether Mahomes plays great or whether the Eagles find a way to slow him down or his high ankle sprain is holding him back a little bit. But look, this guy was the NFL MVP, 41 touchdown passes, averaged 309 yards passing per game. So he is obviously a handful. The Eagles really have a challenge on their hands. But look, Tampa Bay beat Kansas City a couple years ago in the Super Bowl, in part because they had a very good pass rush, and that's something that the Eagles do have.
Well, obviously the quarterback almost always wins the MVP. Who else do you think will change the game the most?
Well, Philly's pass rush was incredible this whole season. 70 sacks is the third highest total in NFL history. I'm going to pick Hassan Reddick, who had 16 sacks during the season and 3.5 more sacks in the playoffs so far. If they can get in Mahomes' face, they can change the outcome of the game. Look, there's a reason why NFL teams covet high-level pass rushers every year in free agency and in the draft, and it's because they have the ability to disrupt the quarterbacks in a passing league. And so that is what has to happen, I think, for Philadelphia to pull off a win here, and Hassan Reddick is the guy who's most likely to do it.
So I personally love a good prop bet. Of all the novelty props out there, which one is your favorite?
Well, just because it's so crazy, Michelle, I love the one where you have to pick the color of the liquid that is poured on the head of the head coach after they win the game. Is it going to be electric blue? Is it going to be red? Is it going to be green? I mean, I know, there's an Eagles element there, but that's a traditional, drink, electrolyte heavy drink color. So maybe it's that, clear, maybe, I don't know. Let the odds makers decide. But that one, just because it's so nutty, is the one that catches my fancy.
Clear would be a cop-out. That would suck.
But could be water,
It could be water.
Got to stay hydrated.
The best thing for you. So my favorite prop bet is the length of the national anthem. I think it's Chris Stapleton this year. But a Major League Baseball starting pitcher once told me that is his biggest pet peeve, is when he wants to get on the mound and the anthem singer takes so long. So hopefully that's not a problem. But who do you think is going to win the game?
I do think the Eagles are going to ultimately win the game here because they can get a lot of things done. I think they will get some pressure on Patrick Mahomes. I also know that the Eagles can run the football. Jalen Hurts is multi-talented, although he's dealing with his own injury situation. But I think that they've been so dominant all year. I think that they are really, this is their year. I hate to say it, Michelle, I'm from New York, and it's against the DNA to think about a Philly team winning a championship. It hurts me inside. But I really think that this is what we're going to be looking at. It might be one of those super high-scoring games, but I think the Eagles can get more done.